But yeah, I'm just out here enjoying the sun. Neighbors in the background, you know how it is. They don't argue with it.
Do you have anything you wanted to... I feel so small in this chair.
Yeah. This is the first time I actually look taller than you on camera.
Yeah.
It just recently came out, innit?
So yeah, I said to us like we should watch this documentary and do like a review on it, like we did Adopted in Plain Sight. But I told you before, I couldn't get into it. I didn't feel it, so I didn't watch it.
Was it just too much dialogue, or you just didn't feel it?
I just wasn't even feeling TV.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just put it on. I was like, watch this for the podcast, get some content and all that. But as soon as I put it on, I was like, you know what? I'm bored. This is boring, bro. I'm more into like what like crime, real crime, like serial killers and that kind of stuff. I just find it fascinating.
Yeah.
The Ted Bundy series, that was hard. That was so good.
It's still on Netflix, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I need to watch
it. Was really. You haven't watched it?
No, I haven't seen it.
It's really good, man.
Oh. Yeah, he was some next. He was one of those psychopaths that was actually intelligent as well.
Yeah. It's, trust me, I like it. You'll see like his manipulation and how he's holding himself in the court.
Yeah, he represented himself, innit?
Yeah, man.
Right.
And I remember what one judge saying, I'm ashamed to say I won't see you again or something like that. Because it was like the end of the thing. So we obviously built like a real connection with the actual judge himself.
The champ, the judge.
Yeah, and he proposed to a woman whilst in the thing.
Whilst in jail?
His last ones, like in his court hearings, he brought a woman and proposed to her, and she was like, yes, of course. I was like, bro.
Shit. Even Ted Bundy gets like all his lovers in it. Yeah, you have these girls who write into prisoners, you know, try to have a little love affair. It must be some kind of fantasy to them.
Yeah, it sort of gives like, if you're with them, it sort of gives you the reputation of them and the protection they have to provide and stuff like that.
So it's a protection thing.
But that's probably like the primal instincts of it, part of it. Because there's that one Indian woman who started writing to Bronson.
Bronson?
Yeah. Is that his name?
Who is it?
Charles Bronson.
Charles Manson?
Bronson. Yeah, he's still alive now. He's been in solitary confinement for like years and years and years. He was the most expensive prisoner
expensive
in British history or world history, because it breaks stuff. But you should watch it. Good movie, you know. Tom Hardy plays him. Bronson, proper fighter, big guy, curly moustache. It just
is that when they used to fight like that?
I think so. Yeah. He used to go on brawls all the time. He's never killed anyone, never raped anyone, never done anything like that. But
he's just a fighter.
Spent a life in prison, just life in prison.
Did he kill someone?
No, he ain't done anything.
Why is he in prison?
He's just violent. You don't listen, innit?
Jeez.
Apparently he'd like grease himself up and go on a brawl against like, in all gear as well, riot guards. Be fighting all of them and that.
God damn.
One time he was on the prison tops of like this prison, yeah, and he was just breaking the ceilings of them and that, breaking all the ceilings.
Just because?
Yeah, because he can.
Even in jail, he's like, fuck it. Yeah, them type of people, they're the ones that... So they're the psychopaths that get caught. They're too impulsive, eh? Can't control themselves. Shit.
I was thinking the other day, like, why you probably have like a rise more on like, what's it called?
A rise in...
Mass killing.
Mass killing.
No, like
mass shootings.
when one person does that.
Yeah.
I feel like we have more of that these days because like back in the day, they didn't have the technology to...
Yeah.
They didn't have to get the technology, so you could get away with that sort of stuff like Bundy could. So the equivalent to these mass shooters today would have been the ones who would have been going on like Bundy, but they could get away with it more because they never had the technology. But I was just thinking, like, maybe they know they can't get away with it now because the technology we have. That's why they go instantly to just mass.
To mass murder.
Yeah.
I don't know, because it is a bit different, isn't it? Like, the Ted Bundys and all them, they were serial killers. They have a different psychology, innit? Like, the mass shooter, he wants to kill everyone, as many people as they can at one point. But, and like, when you like post interview, if they don't kill themselves, most of them, they don't do it because they wanted to, or because like they like doing it. Most of them, it's just because they felt justified in doing it, sort of like just lashing out. But the Ted Bundys and them, they actually want to do that. They actually enjoy doing that stuff. And it's like, technology wise, I think it's always been happening, innit? And then now, because of, I guess, because of guns and all that, it's easier. Because of gun laws, it's easier for someone to just shoot up someone at school or something. Now, exposure wise, like technology wise, yeah, now we're hearing more of it. Now we know that, okay, this actually happens. Like, well, in the UK, we can hear about it happening in the US, in New Zealand. We can hear about it now. I think it always used to happen. Like, it's always been happening, but now we're just more aware of it. It's the same with like you know, rape cases in families. Like, at first you wouldn't think it would happen, like it happens as often as you think, but it actually does. It's just not reported much.
So they probably, back in the day, there could have been like a hell of a lot more mass shootings than there are today.
Yeah.
But just because we're so connected now, we feel like there's more mass shootings now
than ever.
Than history.
Because we're reporting it more now. I think in general, I think it was Steven Pinker that said this in the Better Something About Angels. He did a few talks on YouTube as well, talking about how crime has decreased, but we're reporting it more. So it's going down, but because of social media and all that, we're putting more of it out there. So it looks like crime is on the rise, but not really.
That's some Matrix shit.
Yeah.
I know.
Probably depends where you go as well, maybe. But shit, yeah, technology is changing everything, man. Like, you just keep sinking.
Bro, by the time the video's done, I'm down here.
You're gonna be short as fuck after this. It's gonna look like I'm growing or something. Oh, but yeah, man.
What was that one word you said before you wanted to talk about men wearing makeup and all that kind of stuff? Not gay guys though.
Metrosexuals.
Is that it?
But the ones who are overly like plucking their eyebrows.
Yeah,
and shit.
yeah. You were talking about the rise of it or something.
I
was just wondering if you wanted to talk about
elaborate.
Bro, this ice cream.
I know it's like it's teasing us. It wants us to go buy ice cream right now.
No.
It is. But everyone's enjoying some ice cream right now. And this hit. What was I saying? Like the metrosexual, it's going up. I think this was probably when we were saying that guys are becoming more feminine. I think some guys have always been metrosexual, as in the overly, I don't want to say overly hygienic, because it's like, yeah, you should be hygienic in it, but just like guys who are always like really too overly concerned with their looks, like they gel their hair, they pluck their eyebrows, some of them even put on makeup and all that.
What do you think it is? Is it sort of like catering to the pom or is it?
I think it's deeper, you know.
A rise of insecurity.
I think it's a mix, because like there's definitely some narcissism going on in there, because there's too much focus on yourself. Like you're just narcissist looking in your own reflection, making sure everything's on point. It could partly be some insecurity issues, I think, as well. Because otherwise they wouldn't be that concerned about how they look, you know.
Mm.
Maybe they're polishing their persona, their physical persona. Or you could just say they just really like to focus on how they look. I mean, I don't know, like, what's the feminine version of that? It will be a girl trying to masculinize herself? Or if it's a girl, we just say she's high maintenance. Yeah. Like, if a guy is like that, then it's metrosexual. What do you think? Like, there's a deeper cultural issue with it? Like, it's almost encouraged for you to be like that, to be more feminine.
Yeah, maybe in the West.
Mm.
Maybe a bit more in the West. Sort of these, like, the simp sort of people, guys, though. They'd be like, oh, you should open up more about your feelings and that. But then I think some guys, because they're putting something first, I don't know, they're sort of like, it's a hard subject, bro. Most of the things we talk about are really difficult subjects.
That's why we talk about them, because they're difficult, isn't it?
We don't shy away from, like, difficult subjects. But I can't be avoiding it with that statement. I need to answer it.
Yep.
Oh man. Well, part of the thing again of the crisis of, like, the man not being in the household and that, but I don't want to blame it all on that. It's not, you know, it's complex. It's a mixture of everything.
Yeah. It's never that simple, isn't it?
No. I don't know, you know, it's a really good question.
Yeah, like, there has to be a lot of factors affecting it. Like obviously now you can see there's been a lot of shifts in a lot of cultural, societal stuff, like just the way we view right, like I don't know, like, you know, how, like, now more people are coming out as transgender, more people there's a lot more focus on, like, LGBT stuff now.
Yeah, definitely.
So that definitely plays a role as well. And if, like, there's no, I'm pretty sure we speak about this all the time, like, there's no, just going off on your point, like, there's no masculine presence in most houses, so of course that's gonna have an effect as well. What other
schools?
Yeah, schools as well, like, how is that affecting them? Like, most schools is a lot of females compared to male teachers. Sometimes teachers teach, well, they treat boys differently to girls, innit? They'll be like, you boys, why can't you be more like the girls, like, more behaved, instead of being rowdy and rambunctious? And then they, I don't know, they give them ADHD diagnosis and all that crap. You know what I mean?
I think, you see, with I think with school teachers, I feel like it should be a necessity, that's the right word, to first have some sort of text or something on the biological differences just between boys and girls.
Oh yeah.
So you actually, like, you can understand the sexes more easily. So you're not going to be like, you should think, oh wait, because it's this DNA, is that the right word?
DNA. Oh, it's this, I don't know, it's got more testosterone or some shit. Whatever the biological difference is. So you're saying
it's just more understandable. Yeah. So you can understand why people act the way they are.
Yeah, because the thing is, yeah, a lot of people, they just place all the blame, or, you know, it's like in science there's the nature debate, innit? I probably pronounce it the same way.
Yeah, that's a big subject, that is.
You know what I mean? So it's like, is it biological or is it social cultural? I think nowadays everyone's like, fuck science, it's social culture.
Real talk.
Like, where this is the way you're raised. It's like the blank slate thing, theory. Like, they think people are born blank slates, and then the world imprints everything on them, and that's who they become. But if you think that way, then you're ignoring the biological stuff, you know? So really, in reality, it's a mixture of both. And when it comes to some things, one has more an effect than the other. So I don't know, let's say strength, biology is going to have more of an effect on your strength than your social, cultural effects of that, innit? So it's like untangling both of them. And now, because everyone thinks everything is social, culturally done, they deny biology. But with the teachers thing, like, I mean, you just assume they know the differences, innit? You assume, but you don't know, like, they could be possessed by the ideology of all this social constructionist stuff, you know.
You're like trying to generalize it. I just feel like there's a lot of political sort of enforcement within the teaching industry. I do feel like a lot of like the teachers in secondary school or universities and stuff have like a left-leaning agenda, which encourages more of the feminine man to rise, if that makes sense.
Yeah, the rise of the simp. It's because this, you know, and this just recently happened. I think last week or 2 weeks ago, a Scottish student in, guess what, Scotland. It was in a biology class, and the teacher was teaching, and he said, well, the student goes, there's only 2 genders, innit? And the teacher sends him out saying that's disrespectful to others who are not, you know, who don't fit into those 2 categories. So then he takes him out of the class, and after the class, and the student's recording this.
That's good.
Yeah, he recorded it, the whole interaction. It's like, why did you send me out? You know, I stated a fact, there's 2 genders. And this teacher's like, no, there's not 2 genders. It's like, the teacher's exactly what you think he looks like. Balding.
How did I? Bro,
you know what I mean? Balding.
Why did I say that?
Man's balding, obviously low testosterone, glasses, kind of chubby. It's like, no, you know, it's not just 2 genders, and he's actually getting angry and shit. And I'm glad that this kid's actually getting angry, because he's like, yo, I don't know what he's afraid of. Is he afraid like maybe the students are gonna protest and shit?
One sec, carry on. I just thought of this one quote I found that sort of like,
because it's crazy, like, so it's actually seeping into the schools now. Like, even the schools are teaching this, like, oh yeah, there's not 2 genders. So that, like, how can you deny science in a biology class? That just makes no sense.
I feel like there's a difference when, like, there's an actual trans individual who sort of like recognize themselves as that, but then I just feel like the normal people who are just saying they're gender fluid, but they're not trans or anything like that, I feel like it's sort of not really helping real trans people, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, I get you. Because, like, it kind of minimizes the real trans issue. Like, if everyone, because now it's ridiculous. Now I can be female every 2 seconds, and I can switch back to being male. So 1 moment I'm female, 1 moment I'm male. And then we've done this before as well. We've talked about the woman who identifies as an elf. So they all fall into that category. But then there's like actual real trans people, like you said, like who actually are distressed in the body they were born with. And it actually used to be an actual psychological diagnosis. It was
there's a theory on that as well.
Gender dysphoria, that's why it was called.
I get excited.
Check the records.
Conspiracy theory though. Rockefellers. Or who were the other guys? Rothschilds.
Yeah.
Apparently, this is one of them black pill sort of conspiracy theories. Back in the day, it was either the Rockefellers or the Rothschilds. They needed to think of a way to encourage population control.
Whoa.
So they went into like the pharmaceutical industries and renamed it. So instead of it sounding like an actual medical issue of gender dysphoria.
Yeah.
It was given more of like a lighter sort of name, if that makes any sense.
Oh, like yeah, I get you. So what? And then what? They wouldn't like give them the medication because it's just like something light. Oh.
Yeah. Like what's his name? George Carlin or something like that. He's a boss. Hopefully he's not dead. He was like an old school comedian.
Oh, George Carlin. Yeah.
White guy.
Yeah,
sort
yeah,
of,
yeah.
you know.
Oh, he was woke.
He was trust
definitely
me.
woke.
Trust me.
I like what he said about religion and all that.
Check him out if you don't know him. Go YouTube him.
Yeah, George Carlin.
He was saying though about shell shock. Originally it was called shell shock, and then he was talking about all the different decibels they gave it, and you know, I'm gonna savage it, but he was saying how it went from shell shock to post-traumatic stress disorder, but I've blitzed it because he had loads of different other things talking about through history, how they changed it and lightened it kind of. And then he was saying like the people, if it was still in this day and age, the people who were originally conditioned with this shell shock, so it's a median, it's a shell shock. Right, I'm not too sure where the camera cut off, but I'm just going to reread this quote in case it weren't recorded. So the quote is, public correctness is only a facade of caring whilst hoping to cultivate public approval.
Yeah.
Is it recording? Yeah, it's recording.
It's recorded, yeah.
Can't see shit, man.
A perfect example of that. Wait, are we ending it? Oh.
In a sec, yeah.
In a sec. Like a perfect example of this, I'm sure we can talk about it more in the next episode. It's like, have you heard, I don't know if you've heard, but there's gonna be a black area.
Yeah.
Like that's, I think that's a perfect example of what that court represents. Even though this said, well, it's less political, but it's kind of political. It's like, okay, it's a far kid because I don't think they really care about having a black princess. If they did, they would have made an original black princess instead of giving like seconds. What's it called? Seconds? Is it seconds?
It is kind of like seconds, isn't it?
Yeah. It's just like it's almost trash because we all know, like, if we think about area, we're definitely gonna see the white with the hair, red hair. That's always gonna be there. And then we're like, oh yeah, there's also a black area. But it's like if they actually cared about having a black princess, they would have made an original one. But they're only doing this because they know us black people, we get excited about shit like this. We're like, yo, yes, win it, finally, a black princess, you know. Even though I'm sure there's like some African American princess with the frog and shit.
Yeah, the frog one.
But if they're actually gonna make a proper one, I need yo, Disney, you need to step up. You need to do the whole pick one. There's like bare mythology, African mythology.
Me.
Pick one from Nigeria, Congo, Kenya, whatever.
That's
Just
good.
make it an actual original one.
It's so predictable though. What they're
pandering.
doing.
Yeah.
It's so predictable. But what scares me sometimes is I feel like to the majority of people, it's not predictable, or it isn't. They can't like see what they're trying.
That's the problem. Like they don't see it because they don't want to see it. They want to believe the opposite. It's kind of like a naive, optimistic way of looking at it. Because they don't think, what's the agenda behind this? Like, what's actually really driving this? Excuse you, this move.
Sorry.
You know what I mean? Because not only that, there's gonna be a black female 007, which I'm not mad at. I'll be mad. Well, I wouldn't be mad, but it's just something to complain about. If it was like a black female James Bond, but she's just a 007, so that's okay. That's fine.
That's the same thing. 007 is James Bond, bro.
Yeah, but that's like having, you know,
What about 006?
006.
Yeah.
Nah, that's cool. Is it like the less numbers the better? Or?
He was an actual guy in one of the James Bond movies.
Oh.
One of the detectives. He went rogue though.
Ah.
Yeah, but there's some low-key racism in it also. I've seen it because you see, like you saying how you said that you just said about how black people get excited out of that sort of thing. But if I'm a white man and I say that sort of shit,
Yeah.
bro,
you shouldn't even say that shit, you know?
I know, that's like,
Like,
you
yo,
can't
yo,
say
yo,
certain
whoa,
things.
whoa, whoa.
That wasn't my point anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, so they had the black area, and they're doing it like for some other people as well. But they also did it for Ghost in a Shell or something like that.
Oh yeah, yeah, with Scarlett Johansson.
And it's kind of ironic because what the actual thing's about. But they complained because like it wasn't, you know, Japanese or Chinese. It wasn't that sort of woman. It was a white woman.
Yeah.
But it's that's where it's wrong. So you're happy when it's that sort of thing, but when it's a different colour and then you go like, that's like, bro.
Like
where's your progressiveness there? It's like does not exist.
Wait, so what you're saying? People prefer the other way around, like the black becoming white.
Of course.
People always, like, especially now, people will always prefer black washing or brown washing than white washing. Because obviously, remember, white people are the enemy. The minorities are the good people, the victims, the less privileged people. You know what I mean?
Paradoxically, it makes some people are gonna not even like not get this. But paradoxically, it makes this sounds wrong to like. Fuck what they think. It sort of puts the white man in the majority. You know where I'm coming from? It sounds wrong.
What? In terms of like putting all the attention on them, or all the blame on them, or what do you mean?
Yeah, a mixture of that. You see, it's hard to explain, but I need to.
Is it like a mountain out of a molehill type situation? Because I mean, to them. It's they think, remember, it's a white supremacist world, so they're thinking it's frustrating. Like a lot of people think everything is white supremacy, and everything bad is white supremacy, and that's like even that it's so hard to define as well. Like which white supremacy, the American white supremacy or the Australian white supremacy, the Russian white supremacy, or, you know what I mean? It's like fuck nuance. No one wants nuance anymore. Because nuance makes people think. It's always like, what if this, what if that? They just like, they want it to be simple. It's white supremacy. It's this and that, it's that and that.
And it's easy. I know they're really easy belief systems to fall into. It just seems like common sense. But I think it only seems more like common sense because there's more feeling than analytical sort of thought put into it. It's easier to feel that way, like there's the elite and they're real powerful and they're at the top of everyone and all that kind of shit, and we can never get anywhere and all that. Bro, I was there, definitely. When I was a lot younger, I had that kind of belief system.
What, that you were below?
Yeah, that hierarchy and they just own all the world and that, and it goes into like black pill sort of philosophy, but you never know anything 100%. And I feel sorry for people who call themselves like black pill and that. I ain't looked in too much into it, but like what I have looked into it, like you don't know 100% anything. It's dark, but like with some of the black pill philosophy, they like say like the Hollywood elite, like paedophile sex rings and all that kind of shit, and that's deep stuff.
That's the thing with those type of conspiracies. Yeah, it's weird because most of the time it turns out to be real. Like, yeah, there is a circle of pedophiles in Hollywood. You know, it's like discovering the Pope is a pedophile. Not as shocking, but yeah.
And David Icke comes under that black pill stuff. Well,
David Icke.
Yeah, we'll have to talk about him in the next pod. A autobiography sort of thing. Let us know online or something if you guys want us to, like, you know, go in depth into like certain personalities or something.
Oh yeah.
Or whatever, like on Netflix or something like that.
Yeah, if there's any good shows there. Yeah, I need to look into that. I've only been watching Hangover on Netflix.
Yeah.
Okay, well, are we closing up?
Yeah.
Guys, like, share, subscribe, enjoy the sun, all of that.